We should be live. All right, welcome everyone. The first fight's going to start about 7:15, so we're going to be hanging around. I'm going to be messing with a little bit of lighting ahead of time, that we'll be good to go. We have 10 fights tonight. 4 on the prelims. Prelims are going to be on onlyfans.com/CFFC MMA, and then they'll go to UFC Fight Pass at 9 p.m. Eastern. First fight again does start at 7:15. 7:15 is what the scheduled time is. Probably start more around 7:20, give or take. What's up, Stein Collectibles? Pretty sure first fight will be about 7:15. So here for now. We can, if you have any questions about current state of MMA, Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou, anything that's going on with the sports, feel free to pass them in. I'm answering questions currently on both YouTube and Millions. Millions should be working as well. Just want to check that real fast. We are good there. So first fight, we have 4 on the prelims again. I know of, I believe, 1 on the prelim. Trying to find the card layout again because it was not posted on any specific channel. I think the UFC Fight Pass card is who shared it, actually. There we go. So we do start off in the featherweight division between Martis and Grundy. We go into Stephen Collins versus McKisick. Stephen Collins, oh, there goes the light. Stephen Collins trained with UFC featherweight champion Jose Perez over at Gilbert Grappling. He made his pro debut a couple months ago, beating out Rampage Jackson's son, Raja. Then we go into Faaiu versus Latu. Funny enough, I believe it was Faaiu was supposed to fight Jamelle Jones, who's in the co-main event tonight. And then we go to Jarious Gill versus Mann. Jarious Gill, he fought the last Tunica card. He suffered a loss to Danny Barlow, who is now in the UFC after his Contender Series bout. We then go to Bestaev versus Patershuk. Patershuk is pretty insane. He's from Canada. He's 4-1. He was actually supposed to fight on September 2nd as well. So he fought in June down in Tunica and then took a fight like in between that card too. It was like a week before, 2 weeks before, finished it in like 45 seconds, still came and did the Tunica card. Then we go to the other Gill and then DeAndre Anderson. I'm hoping we might see a little something special from DeAndre Anderson in this fight. We then head to the flyweight division for Natividad versus Melisano. Melisano is 2-0. Natividad is 2-2. It should be a decent flyweight fight. I don't think it deserves to be that far up the card, but Then we go back to the welterweight division with Terrance and Pease. Kevin Pease is one to keep an eye on if you have not seen Kevin Pease yet. Then we go to the co-main event between two people who have both been on Contender Series, Murray and Jones. Murray, I forget who he lost to. I think Murray may have lost to Cal, who fights tomorrow night for UFC. Jamelle Jones, should know this because I actually interviewed Jamelle. Jamelle was on Contender Series and lost to Mike Rodriguez. Mike Rodriguez, after that, he beat Jamelle, got signed to the UFC, pretty much won 2 gimme fights, and then got cut. He now fights, or he last fought last year for CES, which is mediocre New England MMA. And then we go to the main event. We did have a little bit of a switch up in the main event. It was supposed to be originally Fatima Kline versus Jimi Natividad. Now we get there's a little bit of issue on Jimi's side. We now have Sara Cova stepping in on about 48 hours notice. We also then moved that fight from strawweight up to flyweight, but still titles on the line. And then for, like I said, first fight, 7:15 p.m. It's about 9 minutes. And then see, we got 7:15. We have to somehow go from 7:15 to 9 o'clock with 4 fights. Suppose we can make it. Worst case, we will have that little break in between the prelims and the main card. If that's the case, we'll take a pause. I'll put the little returning soon sign up, grab a refill or 2, and we'll come back and hop back into the main card fights. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And then if you're on Millions, be sure to follow our gym page. I believe it's going to be eventually moved to podcast. We are currently under the gym. And then, of course, any questions about current state of MMA, anything like that, feel free to pass them in. Grab and answer questions currently from both YouTube and Millions.co. One thing that was noticed this morning, this afternoon, I should say, I want to make sure I credit the right person. Check one thing real fast. Yeah, I thought so. Sign Collectibles, who was in the YouTube chat, did share with me that CFFC betting odds were on BetMGM. This is a welcome addition. Downside is it does look like it's going to be like when Bellator first was at it, where at 7 o'clock on the dot, the entire market closes, which is factual now that I look at it. But I did get a little play in on the first 2 fights of the night. Pretty big underdog or favorites in that one. Going with should probably know who I bet on. Let's say it was Grundy and Collins. Checking that real fast. We'll get back to rolling. Where do they have my bets? Okay. I don't really use BetMGM as often, so we're actually going with Harvey Mardis and Steve Collins. Minus 275, minus 250 takes it to minus 110. Little play just to get some action on the card, but it is fun to finally see others start tracking it. Did reach out to the DraftKings to see if they will be adding it anytime soon. To no answer yet, but that's a hopeful thing. I think all the market, if there's a market that's offered, I think all these little sports books should be hopping on it. Again, prelims are on onlyfans.com/CFFC MMA. You get 4 fights there. Then we go on to Fight Pass for the main card. Just wait for the actual feed to go. They haven't even started the feed yet either. Thought they would at least do it the whole thing soon. Tonight's drink so far is it's not gonna zoom in. No, not gonna filter. F3 Energy. If you watch UFL at all, pretty big sponsor over there. Downside is when you get it delivered, the shipping is still being worked on. So I don't even know if this is even gonna open. Kind of. He's got it all jacked up, and then it was actually they made it right. They sent me another case. It was actually pretty fun to try another flavor as well. It's all natural. It's decent. So, great question. Do you pay tax on your winnings when you pull them out of the bet company or at the time of winnings? So, not a tax expert. I guess I'm supposed to say that before answering that. So at the end of the year, you are asked if you have any gambling winnings on your the 10, whatever the form is that you fill out at the end of the year, the 1040Z, if you're normal like the W2. They ask if you have any gambling winnings. You are supposed to say yes. I definitely say yes every time. You can get your track record at any time from all of your sports books. When you have a win over, it's like 500. There's a dollar value and a percentage that you have to hit over that triggers a W2G, which is when taxes are taken out at time of winnings. Or I believe you can delay it and then pay it at the end of the year. Most people take it at the front because then you never see that money, so it's an easy give. Coming from the horse racing side for a couple years, I learned over there people usually bet the minimums on big bets over there, and then they don't trigger the tax requirements, and then everyone kind of stays hush. Which is why I gotta say not a tax expert, because it comes down to a lot of the honor system in a lot of cases. But no, it's not on total. So, I mean, technically, if you rack up a bunch of small bets, you won't trigger a W2G, or at least you shouldn't, which is weird because I'm surprised that I would assume the IRS would kind of treat it the same thing as like your PayPal and Venmo. If you're over a certain amount of money per the year, you get a W2G or W2K. But for the most part, it's one of the few places that they seem to be nice about. Those sound like we're about 2 minutes away, and I have not got the alert yet that the stream has gone live yet. Yep, there we go. Now the other issue with this one is they don't let you do. Oh, they do let you do it now. For a while, my picture-in-picture plugin was not working with OnlyFans, which made streaming a little harder. So, new things added to this stream so far has been this new light up here. Trying to make it so that it looks better. I know we're not in technically 1080 right now. I've been doing the double-sided watch-alongs alongside with Tyler Herman's Basement MMA. We've been at 1080. I was going to ask him if I could use his account. I'm pretty sure he would have said okay, but just seemed easier just to stay under mine. I had planned on trying to test out a few things tonight. For example, I assume
knockout.
I think that works.
Knockout.
I at least hear it. Have not found a sound yet for submissions yet. Um, Tried finding the old like Mick Foley "I Quit" from the match with The Rock back in like 97, 98, but couldn't get a good clip of that. Um, Also was planning on kind of changing the overlay on this one. StreamYard is what I use to kind of push everything out, and it looks decent, but it's not really workable if I were to bring a guest in at all. Their offering's not where I want it to be yet, and I don't do enough of these yet, or have it locked down enough where it would make sense to go through OBS or anything yet. So no one's complaining yet. There's a sound palette every DJ uses. I believe so. Like I have an app on my phone that like triggers in here. It's just Streamer doesn't allow a lot of plugins. They want you to kind of use what they have. Like I have a way where I can get trigger sounds with a button on my phone, so I don't have to like sit here and move my mouse around. But I would hear it, but it doesn't push to the actual feed. So the stream is starting, getting our usual UFC lead in. I'm pushing tomorrow's card. I know since it's Tunica, referees tonight will be probably going to be Johan and Eric McMahon. Eric McMahon recently made his Vegas debut as well as UFC debut. He did the Contender Series like one of the last weeks, may have even been the last week. So it's been cool. It was nice. He was nice enough to reach out and actually see if I was coming down. A little bit of a trip to get down to Tunica from Pennsylvania, so it kind of sucks that like the only highlight of DeAndre is Jose Perez being knocked out. So that's what you got to see every time they do the promo. I am curious to see if they're going to address the change in opponent for the main event. So I know I know the story. I just don't know if I'm allowed to say it. I'm hoping they say it. It's interesting. Well, there's some cool things here. Yep, we do get John Morgan and CM Punk. I believe we get CM Punk for a while. Put it that way. Um, yeah, the, the one talk was that he was going back to WWE, but it sounds like WWE is holding out for the time being. Um, he's a fun one. Punk actually flies in usually the day of a card, so it's always fun. I think the last time I was at um, the 2300 Arena in Philly, like as we were waiting in line to go in, oh wow. But yeah, when we were in line waiting to go inside to the venue, like Punk actually like arrived outside and got driven to the back. So my oh wow came from John was just stating the fact that I guess we have a service dog that will be corner man tonight. I don't know how helpful that would be, but it'll be interesting. Harvey Hardy's is coming out. He has fought for CFC under the amateur rules prior. He's out of Arkansas in the Warrior Gym. Be interesting. Comes out to Tom Petty won't back down. Good choice of walkout music. The blue tape tonight is also a little different tonight. It's not really blue, it's more like a turquoise. Adryan Grundy making the walk now. There could be some interesting ones. So would be interesting to see if they ever add them. So, not sure what song Adrian's coming out for. If you are watching on OnlyFans, the girl doing the check-in for Adryan, she's a trip. Met her in passing back in June. Um, she went to school with Eli Manning or Peyton Manning, and Peyton actually got their entire like medical program shut down. I forget the full story, so I don't want to like tell the full story, but it was in depth. Uh, no amateur fights tonight. All 10 fights are pro, which doesn't really matter. The amateur rules down in Mississippi are pretty much pro rules. Things that are allowed in Mississippi, if I recall, I think the 12-6 elbow is allowed. I forget how the grounded opponent is specified. So. And yeah, this is the shocker so far. I don't want to jinx it, but it's clear. It's not lagging. I still don't like the fact that it's on there versus YouTube. But I'll make decisions, and I'm sure they paid a decent amount of money to get the exclusive. So it's still weird also seeing Jason Lederfine without a beard. He does the same thing I do, where if you try to trim it, you end up messing up, and then you're baby faced. So I'm trying to probably touch up tomorrow. I have 3 interviews tomorrow, all throughout different orders. Doing one guy from the PFL finals, on the showcase bouts in the prelims. Jesse Stern, he used to fight for CFFC. He actually fought Pat Sabatini for the title back in the day. And then from Anthony Pettis Fighting Championship, I'm interviewing Dre Miley and Dillian Cox. Dre Miley is one I'm interested in. Dre has one eye, so if you saw like Sarah Bullet and you were like, will he ever be able to fight in the U.S.? There are some states, but obviously a lot of work to get approved. How's it going, Greg? Omar's son. So, Omar's fun. He didn't ref when I was down there, but Omar will mess with the fighters, not like a mess up way, but kind of jokingly. And he also was like a kind of no nonsense like Peterson. So first, so before I just started, the guy I bet on hardest is the one who won their first bout against each other. Hardest already pushes the pressure. So Punk's kind of messing with the fact that you do hear pretty much everything at this venue. This venue is really small, very intimate. It's kind of if you ever been to if you've been to any of the rhythm and blues like casino concert venues, it's literally what it is. But kind of preventing the takedown a little bit. One downside to this venue is Yeah, the lighting is kind of sparse. Excuse me. Let's get a nice reversal. Grundy reversed the clinch against the cage. The cage looks really dark on this. Still good quality, but the cage itself doesn't look very lit. Those look like they're turning lights on now because it's a little brighter in the actual cage. Hardest thing to reverse it back, going for the actual takedown again. The back. Then Steve Collins fighting. The Hammer wants to know. He is next. So last time these two fought, um, Hardest did win, or Martis did win. I think it's Martis. Did win in the first round. We lost the overlay, so I don't know how long is in this round. So kind of throwing now in the center of the cage, which is nice. Grundy really trying to get this one back. Really nice punch. Martis will be shooting very soon. He got clipped pretty hard. Grundy's definitely pulling the round back. Like your turn. Martis is now firing back. So I do have a feeling we're gonna get on the main card. Obviously, I think we're gonna start. Oh, yeah. Now it's done. Pretty sure Grundy just got that one. I mean, even if that fight is not waved off, that fight is done. I mean, to be fair, Omar still has not waved the fight off. Like, all right, so he does the kick. Yeah, that's a back of the head hit though. But yeah, like that could have been called off like 3, 4, 5 times. What else doesn't help that they don't have the overlays either. Um, that's kind of what I jinxed myself though, because I said I bet on Grundy, but I had it on Martis. Um, yeah. So another one that Omar was on. Um, I don't know if Har- Horowitz, you were there for that one. It was the card where like all the Gilbert guys are on. Um, and there was the card where like one of the guys like blew out their leg or something, and Omar just let the fight keep going. And I don't want to diss the medical team down in Tunica on this one too, but if they show Martis's corner again, there's the guy in like the flannel. He is the worst doctor I've ever seen at an MMA event. The Richard Punk is spot on. He looks just like Richard Bronson. Um, the guy, and I forget what fight it was, but he told a fight. It was Christian Eccles. He told him he had to wait to be looked at until the next fight was over because he was watching it. At the time, Christian Eccles was hobbling on one foot, and it got to the point where even Danny Barlow had to get a little bit cut underneath his left eye, and him and PT Wilson came or PT yeah, Wilson came over, and I was like, dude, you're better off just fucking duct taping it. Like this doctor is not good. But the Gilbert grappling crew. Next up is Brennan. I'm not Rick James McKisick versus Scuba Steve Collins. Do kind of regret, don't do kind of hate that. I guess McKisick got a haircut. No longer really looks like Rick James, but on like the original fight though, the dude looked just like Rick James. Yeah. And the referee I mentioned, Eric Mann, that is the one that's in the replay now from the Kevin Peace fight. Kevin Peace out of this North Memphis, trains down at Kill Clip FC. But next up, Steve Collins versus McKisick. So if no one has seen the news yet, Raquel Pennington versus Mara Bruna Silva for the vacant UFC Women's Bantamweight title, January 20th in Toronto, Canada, on possibly the worst co-main event ever. Uh, Scuba in the cage already. So in the corner of Steve Collins tonight is Bo Samanego and Coach Danny Gilbert. Yeah, I used to be a Rocky Pennington fan, and then she kind of just fell out. So, two undefeated prospects, 3-0 versus the 1-0. 23-year-old versus 22-year-old. So, second fight of the night. If anyone did see Steve Collins' pro debut, uh, so quick question: have you seen the odds that he gets past the first round? So there's no props offered, so I don't know what the over under was. Collins was a minus 200, I believe, favorite. I would want to say when it first was posted, they had him as a plus 200, which is crazy talk. Um, but I wouldn't see it. I wouldn't be surprised to see go past round one. Um, I mean, Steve's opponent, Brennan, isn't anything. He's 3-0, but he hasn't faced anyone of value. Over Sutton again, back to back. He won the first fight. Grundy won the first fight. First round. I think you actually called it a knockout, but it was obviously a TKO because it was waved off. I think 459. So, and Steve Collins' pro debut, he did take a nice strike from Raja Jackson that kind of put him down. Did fight back and then won that by unanimous decision, I believe. So, nice inside kick already from Collins. I'm curious that they're still standing. Um, Steve being a wrestler, McKisick very Steve makes the first shoot, does not get the takedown, but is now against the cage. Um, they did state that all three of McKissick's wins have come by submission. So now McKisick doesn't get it down, goes right to the back. Doesn't have the hooks yet. Going for the neck. All right. No longer has the neck. McKisick on top though. So putting his weight down on him. Not so much going for the guillotine yet. Steve kind of working his way back up. He's back up. Now he gets the takedown. And Bo with the loudest corner mouth ever, as usual. He get back up to his feet. Slight height difference here is causing it, is really giving the issues. Fantastic reversal by Steve. Collins now on top. Seriously, the loudest corner man is Bo Sebenego. Bo kind of asking him to stay in the guard. Now asking for some elbows. Pushing to the cage. Now it sounds like McKissick's corner likes the underhook. Trying to figure out who's all yelling. Obviously, you can hear Bo. I think I hear Danny under Bo's voice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Dan Gilbert because I can't. That's what they're saying to get away from the cage. So pretty even round. And obviously, if Steve can control the remaining 45 seconds of this round, he probably will take the first round. Does look like McKissick's trying to look at either an armbar or a triangle. Just trying to time it. At the 20-second mark so far. Fucking Bo. So 10-second clapper just hits, but Steve gets a little right hand. We're gonna go to the bell here. Um, I'm gonna lean 10-9 Collins in that one. I always had another one to send you. Got a couple like for the Pixel Watch, the charger just the stethoscope charger. Um, I saw a couple files for like a holder. I just don't know. I don't like the design of it. Is pretty much where it was at, so I didn't feel like bothering me yet. All right, so round two. We're at round two now. And of course, now I'm getting the OnlyFans lag skip. Came out swinging this time. Oh well. Is there any free stream for CFFC tonight? No. So, I mean, typically the prelims are free. You do have to sign up for OnlyFans. There is like a $1 charge. You have to put a card on file. I believe you get the dollar back. As far as the actual main card is on Play Pass. Um, I'm sure if you know how to use the internet, you can find a stream of that. But there's no like legally free stream. Otherwise, you can listen to this guy about the card. Not a problem. 100% truth. I think no matter what division she fights at, either tonight, I don't know if you've been updated yet. Tonight was supposed to be at strawweight. There was issue with her problem with her opponent, original opponent. There's a change of opponent, like 48 hours notice. So tonight is that flyweight title is still on the line. Um, However, it's not the strawweight title where she normally fights. That's a flyweight. But to give an idea, you know, Fatima has she's grappled at 135. She's won Medusa title at 125. So obviously her grappling weight is not her fight weight. Yeah, yeah, she definitely has the ability to kind of bounce back and forth. Um, I had the ability to um, prepare for this fight because she was on my radar for a while. So when I saw that she was no longer with Invicta, now let's see this thing. I was very excited. So about 2.5 minutes, halfway through the second round, the boxing round and round two. There we go. There we go. This needs to be her last week before gets unless 100 once. That was my feeling as well. I kind of asked her even in the interview if she kind of expected to win the belt and get called up right away. She's obviously on their radar. She needs to go through the Contender Series either. I'm pretty. I feel she can get right in. Her grappling isn't high level. Her striking is not bad. Haven't seen enough of it. So they're going to try to say this was an illegal knee. So it did look like it hit the arm. So yeah, rules in Mississippi are like they don't care. Um, Nice right from Collins. But no, I think that was a right call. Obviously, was not intentional. He wasn't really phased by it. It was more so the fact that he knew it was illegal if it did hit his head. I would assume he would know. There's a chance it did hit the hand. Could have hit the hand, could have also hit the head. It happens. Nothing else changes. He gets the position right back anyway. So, so 30 seconds left. Collins getting a little wild with the ground and pound. John playing on the Scuba Steve name and going to deep waters. Um, yeah, you have to. No matter you could be from the Talon boxing true, and just being in that, your grappling gets better. Obviously, I'm biased as fuck, but yeah. So definitely 2-0 Collins. Yeah, I was trying to say it for a while. That's why Bo's on his corner. That's right. I forgot that you don't have the sound on. Yeah, he's been there for a while. Yeah, so I have it. What side is that? So I have it definitely 20, 2018. Collins. Now they are getting a little wild to start this round off. Collins pushing the pressure again. Looks like he's trying to get right back to the ground. It is funny also occasionally hearing Dan Gilbert in the corner. McKisick is really trying to not let this go to the ground this time. I mean, I'm willing to say if there's no advancement here, although he's now kind of riding the pipe a little bit because got a really nice right hand counter there. Not counter, but fighting out of the takedown. Yeah, McKisick definitely realizes if he goes to the ground, this is definitely going to be an easy round again for Collins. About a minute 15 in so far. I mean, the height difference is definitely visible in this round. McKisick not really doing anything, but he kind of just like ragdolling Collins to the cage. Now he's kind of applying the pressure. And they're right in the Gilbert corner. And McKisick is in a good position for the back, though. So McKisick's going for the rear naked. Does not get it. Collins just reverses it. Now he's on top of him. Right in front of the Gilbert crew. You could basically say any momentum McKisick just had is now gone. I mean, McKisick's gonna have to. He has to try to do a kick or something, and doesn't even do that. Collins goes right into. I thought he was going side control, but he looks like he's more like half guard. Yeah, go with the knees, Steve. The height difference, like you cannot get a standing guillotine now. Hitting the 2 minute mark, 2 minute left in the fight. Pretty sure Collins gonna go for one more takedowns to kind of seal the fight. Trying to he's trying to get one more takedown here. Because it does have decent hooks here. 90 seconds remaining. Yeah. Well, McKissick also has the height difference too. So even with the hooks, he has that plus the height, so it's a little easier to maintain. Yeah, they're standing for they're probably going to stand for the last minute. I would expect Collins to probably shoot around the 30-second mark just to kind of make sure nothing happens. 55 seconds. He makes the shoot. Does stuff it. 45 seconds. McKissick definitely needs a finish here. Not sure how he can get that, but now little showboat coming now from Collins. There's 20-second mark. Shoots. They are against the cage. Collins gets one more takedown. It's his fight now. Now the Charles Bennett style ground and pound. So I have it 30-27 Collins. I guess you can maybe do 29-28 if you were to give McKisick the first round. I thought he did enough to sway that. But yeah, I have it 30-27. Yeah, I thought that was 30-27. I thought it was pretty simple. Nice little homage to Isaac Watkins. All right, so third of four prelims coming up next. We now go to. I don't have it loaded up anymore. That's fun. Let's see. We go to light heavyweight now. I want to say it's Justus Faaiu versus Phillip Latu. Justus Faaiu was originally scheduled to fight in Philadelphia on the Cage Wars 51 card against Jamelle Jones. So that will be coming up shortly after. We're currently mentioning the CFFC match that debuted this week. If you are a fan of collegiate wrestling, they had their first event on Wednesday at Fort Liberty. Fort Liberty is originally Fort Bragg. They did an event there last year. They did two events or two meets this year as well. Sunday they are having another meet in Ohio, Iowa State versus Kansas State, and then later on that day, tell me the other two names. I know what I'm talking about. May just be this one meet. Yes, I think just the one meet. Iowa State versus Cleveland State. And then Wyoming versus Campbell on November 17th. Iowa State versus Wisconsin on November 19th. So we're at the 8 o'clock mark. I mean, we did go through two fights in 45 minutes, so we might very well. Both fights did go to, or I guess the first fight did finish by knockout or TKO. Second fight was decision. So if we both go by decision, we could probably stretch this to the 9 o'clock and get right in the fight pass. If you get quick finishes at all, light heavyweights, there is a chance of a finish. And then our prelim headliner is Chase Mann versus Jarious Gill. That's welterweight. There's a chance of has a chance of being a finish as well. Yeah, this could very well be a quick one. I do agree with John. I think pretty much both light heavyweight title fights might have contention to eventually be contendership fights as well. Light heavyweight title fight is obviously scheduled for December. Luke Fernandez versus someone. This walkout choice is pretty dope. It's like the Samoan like war crawl. So Justus Faaiu missed weight by about 5 pounds. So John just loves the fact that he was supposed to fight Jamelle Jones. That fight did fall off because of Jamelle Jones. Jones was not ready to fight at that point. He had a small injury. I believe he addressed that in our interview. If not, that was after we finished recording it. We were just talking. Um, Jamelle Jones was then returning to the CFFC, and he put a good word in for Justus to kind of like return a favor of losing the fight back in September. 4-1 for Phillip Latu. All 4 of his wins are by knockout. So that is kind of cool. Abdul Raza Khan is in the corner of Latu. Abdul is the one who faced Joe Pfeiffer last time out. This this is one that I'll say probably will be under 1.5 rounds. I would side with kind of what John hinted at. I think the winner of this fight would probably be next in line for the title. More so, I don't think they would book Luke Fernandez versus someone like Jamelle Jones. That's who I'm obviously assuming is going to win the title in December. So does say a lot when you figure Latu only has Abdul in his corner. Latu came in at 206 on the dot at the maximum, and then Faaiu came in at 212.8, so almost 7 pounds over. It's kind of crazy. Omar Sutton again. Yeah, so this should be a quick one. They're already just firing. Latu will probably finish this. I lean him heavily over Faaiu. Yeah, it should take everything. Hey, the one thing I'm hoping for to do on the website is I want to get better shipping, but the shipping is through the printer. Nice kickbox in that so far. A little spinning shit from about two. And then also the shipping is kind of not as fast as the shirt that you got. Um, I know I had a friend order the glass can, and he did that about 9 o'clock on Halloween, and it was like shipped and in the mail like the next day. I have a shirt, hoodie, and a pint glass because I figure for watch parties it might be helpful to have something kind of like showcase a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Definitely shipping on the 4 ounce to Freedom store is insanely fast. Um, I'll also give an idea. I'll give an idea also when we get to the DeAndre Anderson fight, assuming his walkout shirt is what I think it's going to be. But you've already seen how fast the shirt prints are. I think I ordered his at 11 p.m. and it was like in the mail next hour at 10 a.m. And then he got it like I think it was like a Tuesday. I ordered it and he had it like on a Friday. So, what I probably should announce that too. You have bias in the DeAndre Anderson fight. Um, I have sponsored him this year. So logo will be in the CFFC cage for the first time. Faaiu really putting on this pressure here. I would have thought Latu would have got like a knockout by now, but probably a better game plan for Faaiu to put the weight in, especially if he's 7 pounds over the limit. I don't know. So Latu trains at Elevation Fight Team, I believe. So that means he trains with the likes of like Basil Hathas and that crew. If I would have knew that, I would have probably bothered Basil just to kind of get a little insight on him. But right, gets out of the takedown attempt. I think Latu kind of realizes if he controls the base, he can get away from the takedown attempts. So, well, headwinds in the stream. We are on the third prelim. We have one more after this, and then we'll go to the main card at the top of the hour on UFC Fight Pass. Really nice body kick by Latu there. Another one there. You figure um, if Faaiu came in 7 pounds over the limit, those body kicks might be doing even more damage than they normally would. So Latu seems like he knows how to fight a southpaw. Yes. I haven't had the issue yet with the stream breaking up on me yet. When I switch between pages because I have like Instagram, StreamYard, and then millions of kind of bouncing between all three. Then I had OnlyFans and the other one, but I had that picture and picture. Um, kind of just going back and forth. Uh, do appreciate you stopping in, Evan. You know, with Ayala Jr. So yeah, we had a finish in the first prelim, decision in the second one. I have this one going under 1.5, but um, these two kind of be neutralizing a little bit. My 1.5 might not come out. Does look like Latu seems to be a little more tired than Faaiu. So, and I don't really think that's a need for him because he doesn't look like the tired one. It actually looks like the guy who trains at elevations in the tired one. Let's see if I can do one of these guys. We'll stream in a little bit. Pop out. There you go. There we go. Now we can see everything. So Faaiu is looking better than I thought he would. Yeah, Latu looks exhausted. Another great body kick. So again, we are live on YouTube and millions.co. Obviously, if you're in the YouTube chat, you can see the nice little conversation going on. If you're on millions, you cannot. I'll occasionally will highlight a YouTube comment, but I can't push your comments to the screen, so don't feel left out. Yes, we are watching the fights, but feel free to ask any opinion. Regional MMA, UFC, Bellator, whatever's left of Bellator, PFL, and so on. I'm basically more of a regional junkie than I am I would say watch the UFC. Everyone watches the UFC, but I'm definitely more focused on the regionals. It's interesting how nice head kicks so far. They both kind of seem tired. Another great head kick. I wouldn't mind seeing Faaiu shoot again. I'm also would be curious. I assume Faaiu still trains down in Hawaii. So you figure that flight from Hawaii to Memphis and then drive down to Tunica is pretty far. Long drive. Nice leg kick. I'm gonna throw Latu a little curve there. Another nice body kick from Faaiu now. Nice spinning kick. I'm surprised he just looked that kick like a champ. Not sure what that little That was another body kick. Yeah, Faaiu. Yeah, I mean, I think they're both tired. I mean, definitely the over 1.5 jinx definitely kicked it. I still think we're gonna get a finish. I mean, Faaiu still is kind of he's still in it. These light heavyweights are fighting like heavyweights. In the final minute of round 2, much like this back and forth. I think Latu is kind of working the legs and then moves back up with the little elevator track. I think we much closer round 2, in my opinion. I might still lean 2 rounds Latu, although I guess the first round you did have Faaiu with that whole like shoot and then a little bit of control time. Never really got the takedown all the way. So yeah, we're gonna hit round 3. Both men take the stool. Latu wants some water on his head, kind of cool him down a little bit. Even the OnlyFans chat is looking about pretty even too. Latu looking winded. I think they both look winded. I mean, the ones that are saying that Faaiu looks good are using a lot of Hawaiian slang. So I would say 2-0 Latu, maybe 1-1. That'll weird touch of gloves to start this round. Working the leg kicks again. The knee. Someone's gonna do that whole like the fake logo high or the opposite. Ooh, Latu gets the takedown. And just yeah. Latu's done with this fight. Done. Fight's over. Jeez. Yeah, he was he was done with that. Yeah, that's a good finish. That's how you know it. Omar's slacking tonight, though. That's like probably probably could have finished called that off about 3 or 4 times. That was not a good look for the knockout for the knockdown. What Latu is now 5-1. I figure Luke Fernandez is 3-0, 2-0. Which the title on the 15th of December. That was yeah, you doctor to eat the food. Steakhouse at the casino is very good. Everything else there, I mean, I think the Guy Fieri chicken place might be open now. But the little quick food place sucks. But I had a slice or two of like the flatbread pizza at the steakhouse, and that was after I get this night done, the faster I can go get burgers and donuts. It's smart. You can't hit at who the one guy is and not say it. Now you can boo the man. You can't say there's one guy you're chasing in the UFC and not say it. UFC matchmaking is that lazy. You have to say it. That was a very fun knockout. Also, Jamelle Jones is probably one of the nicest guys ever, too. Um, really enjoyed talking with him. I guess we're gonna line up pretty well. Figure 825 now. I think we have what the welterweights in the next fight. Chase Mann. Oh, was I at Chase fight? Was that another one? Chase Mann. That front choke was back on November 2011. So that's when DeAndre Anderson fought Damon Blackshire for the title. After that fight, he beat Andrew Horowitz. He went back to Attitude and fought Jarious. So Jarious does have a win over him. So and Peace. If you got to keep an eye on Kevin Peace. Uh, undefeated as one no contest, one draw. And also the main card opener, Patershuk. Crazy dude. Not sure who was around when I first started the stream and kind of ran through the card a little bit before. Um, coming out to the Halloween theme. So a little more I carried this by CM Punk. Yeah, Jarious looked good until he didn't against Danny Barlow. So, damn. And then you go from the Halloween song to Marilyn Manson. Jeez, another weight miss? So this should take us to. I mean, you figure even if it goes all 15 minutes, 15, 16, 17, about 8:50. Um, if we go to decision, this should take us to about 9 o'clock. Okay, they UFC did lose 2 fights tomorrow. I was surprised the one didn't stay on. Vince Pichel. Yeah, I didn't look. I don't like the LFA Brazil cards. I mean, LFA already has like a Brazilian like bias, but the cards in Brazil just not. I don't like tonight. If I wasn't watching, if they didn't have this card tonight, I would probably be watching Friday Combat or there's also a bare knuckle card tonight as well. Yeah, yeah. I'm saying if this goes to decision, I don't think this one's gonna go to decision. Who was the one that won the fight last time? Yeah, so when these guys fought in the amateur scene, Jarious Gill submitted Chase Mann in round one. So yeah, BKFC they're bouncing around. I think they realize no one wants to pay for just their app. Um, so they've been putting a few cards on um, Amazon Prime, and also speaking of Amazon Prime, there's also the one championship card tonight as well too. I think that one has a really good grappling. I think the grappling might be the main event. That was a dick kick. That was a very strong dick kick. Actually, someone just shared it. Um, my buddy Jay Speck from the All Star one championship tonight has Supergirl versus Christina Morales. Good kickboxing fight. I don't really know anyone else. Tyra Tola versus Magomed Abu Kadarov. That's for the welterweight submission grappling championship. Main event was the bantamweight kickboxing championship between Jonathan Haggerty and Fabricio Andrade. That should be a good one. Um, I I really like one, but I like the Muay Thai. Like this card has looks like 2 Muay Thai fights, uh, 3 MMA. So I mean, it's I'll watch the replay of it. The Friday morning um, Muay Thai ones are what I love. So that was almost an illegal knee. That was there's a lot of things illegal. A lot of things illegal in Mississippi. Soccer kick was not one of them. Nice takedown. Is that like guillotine or is that the ninja choke? I thought the ninja choke was when they were in that position. Uh, they get out of it. Nice takedown again. Jump the Gilly. Yeah. Look, he's trying to get to the back. This underhook does look like the round's going to go to Mann on this one, though. Would be interesting to see how Mann's arms hold up. He's really putting a lot of effort into the takedowns, plus that position. Now that's a legal knee. Nice body knee. I still think Mann takes that first round, even with the takedown. I think definitely how Gill wanted to end that round, but I think Mann still takes that first one. Nice takedowns, but not that it matters. But Jarious, Gill, and the guy who got knocked out in the last fight are also managed by the same person as well. Someone's seeing live odds in this one. On the actual OnlyFans chat, they're talking about the line movement. But when I saw this one, this was a pick 'em out. Pick 'em fight. Yeah, he's definitely like Ed, Ed McGregor. He was that way on the amateur scene too. I'm really curious to see how much effort, how much stamina Mann wasted in that round. He seems to be a little tired now. Looks like Gill's got the. They're even now. All squared up on dick kicks now. It was weird because Man was cool with like not stopping, and now is. Good. But next dick kick for either is a point. Nice, nice. Great leg sweep. Didn't get the takedown with it though, but knee was very close to another cup hit. Nice ass cheek squeeze by Man. Wow. Nice trick. I almost got the back, but then rolled over. Nice knee. Really nice knee. I think Man was trying to sell that as a low hit. So fun fact about this referee. If you're a fan of basketball, he at least used to, and I don't know if he still is, was the Memphis Grizzlies mascot. He also hosts a podcast with John Morgan every Monday, Cage Side with John Morgan. Nice more. And he's not really trying to like fight it off. Man versus Gill yet. They are on right now. Second round, Man is kind of fighting a Kimura now. I have it 1-0 Man, but it could very well have gone 1-0 Gill. So he's still trying to chase the squeeze here. Gill's back up to his feet. Now he gets the takedown now. Man looks like he's starting to tire though. So this might actually be great. I mean, it's only 50 seconds left, so it might be wasted opportunity for Gill. Um, so far, and I would probably lean Man. Um, he's just more aggressive so far. But I mean, Gill looks a little tired. But every time I say that about Man too, Man fires back. So it's just one of the ones where I I think Man's gonna be up 2-0. I as soon as you think one's tired, the other guy, the one who you think is tired, kind of steps it up. Um, I mean, Man is exhausted. I I wouldn't feel confident on that one right now. I'll put it that way. Um, I mean, first round, he ended the first round strong. and enough that he could have maybe swayed a judge or two. Um, but I had the first round for uh Mann, and I gave the second one round to Mann too. No, I'm not watching one championship. I'm not. I like one a lot, but I'm not really like their MMA. I like when it's more like the higher level guys, and by that it's like basically John Lineker and Fabricio Andrade or Demetrius Johnson. Um, I love their Muay Thai, and this card only has like two Muay Thai ones. I'm kind of loyal to one promotion, so these guys got my main eye. I have thought about putting it on. I have another computer over here, but I don't want to distract myself. So I'll be watching one championship, probably replays afterwards. I definitely want to see the Ratola championship match, which I believe is the co-name. And then Andrade, Fabricio Andrade in the bantamweight kickboxing title fight sounds fun too. But again, I'd rather be Muay Thai than kickboxing. So I think Jarious has realized that Mann is probably getting tired. He rushed in. He's now getting to the neck. Doesn't have the neck at all though. Mann already cooled the arm off. So that's nice. Yeah, like I said, I didn't really look at much of one. I avoided the LFA card as a whole. I just don't like the Brazilian LFA cards. This card itself was one that I loved, especially the main card. Um, I was thankfully able to find. I pretty much have pulled all my betting back onshore, nothing offshore anymore. And BetMGM has now started offering CFFC lines, but they all closed at 7 p.m. So like at the start of the prelims, all lines closed, and I pretty much I had the wrong side of the very first fight, so that killed that parlay anyway. For the main card, let me just get the card and line up real fast. First fight I have Patershuk. The bantamweight fight I had DeAndre Anderson. I think Gage Gill's um, record is extremely padded. Uh, Ethan Melisano, Kevin Pease, Jamelle Jones, and then Fatima Kline. Very, very heavy favorite card. I think the only dog I liked was DeAndre Anderson. And I understand why the odds went the one way that it did. Gage Gill is undefeated, but when you look at who he fought, there's a reason why he's undefeated. So, ooh, okay, he does look like a good rear naked choke by Mann, but no hooks, nothing there. Kind of just fell back. Now north south, about a minute and 50 seconds left. Mann kind of moving the side control now. Looks like it might be either going for Kimura. Yeah, it was going for Kimura. Steps over, goes for the neck again. He has the neck now. Guy loves these no hook rear naked chokes if it's going to actually happen. 90 seconds left. Yeah, like I said, this card was very favorite heavy. Um, even before the main event change. I don't know if your book updated before the main event. The main event is no longer Fatima Kline versus Jasmine Neverett, but it's now Sara Cova, I believe her name is. Oh yeah, this should be a basically I would assume probably 30-27 for two judges, maybe one 29-28 for a man. 35 seconds left. I think that's now two back-to-back losses for Jarious and Tunica. Last time out was against Danny Barlow, though, so you couldn't really disagree there. 15 seconds, 13 seconds. I know Jarious is trying to get something done here just for a personal, but that was an illegal up kick. His knee was down. Now that was an illegal kick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know though. Um, so what happened was, um, you know, Jarius knew he was pretty much losing the fight, so he was putting everything into it. He did the some like flying Superman punch to the ground. It didn't work. Then he started basically like axe kicking, which is fine. But then he axe kicked Man to the face. So that's highly illegal. So referee did take a point. I mean, the illegal kick was probably the best strike of Jarius's entire fight. So I would have it 30-26 at that point with the point deduction. Yeah, I have it 30-26. Yeah. So 29-27, 30-26, 29-26, or 27. So I mean, the he didn't mean to do the grounded kick, but you're in charge of your weapons. The main card is over on UFC Play Pass. Um, we do have a nice 5 minute break in between. I'm going to step out real fast. I'll be right back for the main card. All right, so UFC Fight Pass now for the main card. We are 3 minutes out still, so just gotta wait it out until it starts up now. Ugh. So 6 fight main card. 11-5 Bestaev versus 4-1 Patershuk at the middleweight division. Then we go to the bantamweight division. We get Gage Gill 5-0 versus DeAndre Anderson 6-3. DeAndre did come in slightly heavy. We then go to the flyweight division 2-2 not Natividad versus 2-0 Melisano. Bounce up to the welterweight division. You go Terrance versus Pease. Kevin Pease 3-0 with a note. So they have it as 3-0-0, but he's actually 3-0-1. He does have one draw and one no contest. Terrance is 3-3. For the co-man, we go to the light heavyweight. So I think Jesse Murray versus Jamelle Jones. Jesse Murray was on Contender Series. He lost to Cal, who fights tomorrow night. Jamelle Jones fought Mike Rodriguez and lost on Contender Series. Then we go on a slightly adjusted main event. Sara Cova versus Fatima Kline. Sara Cova is a 5-3 flyweight. Fatima Kline is a 4-0 strawweight. Change of opponent, title still on the line. She moves up a little weight class. Uh, Sadly, Joe Rogan. Oh, you weren't going to be home. About to go live with the main card. If you are on the one championship side, looks like Morales beat the brakes off of Supergirl. Ben Tynan is about to make his debut. So, yeah. Looks like a fun card over there. $9. Let's go live. If you are watching on YouTube, please like the stream, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you feel inclined, there is merch on sale down in the cabinets below. Tyler, if you're still on, I'll send you the finish that I told you that the guy got killed. We're now live. Obviously, we get a little bit of lead in. I'm sure they're going to talk about what happened with the main event. I'll keep an ear on if I any surprises. First fight, uh, kind of killed my parlay, but Grundy finished Marvis. Now, there are none of those. I mean, there's probably a lot of those in Tunica. Um, yeah. All right. So they are talking about how the strawweight fight is now flyweight. Okay. So I want to make sure I had the wording correctly. Um, and I had a feeling these two were training partners as well. Um, the original opponent, Jasmine Navarrete, had travel issues. That's probably the nicest way to say what happened. You can probably figure out what happened from there. She was not able to make it into Tunica or Memphis and then down to Tunica. Her opponent stepped in, and so her opponent, her teammate, Sarah Cova, is going to come in now and move up the flyweight. So they're just going through the main card a little bit. Obviously, give a little rundown. Um, Jamelle Jones. Fun fact about Jamelle Jones, as I learned this, he was Terrance McKinney's college wrestling coach and is still a bit of a mentor for Terrance. So, yeah, this card is pretty good for a Tunica card. Tunica cards are usually kind of phoned in. But no, I agree. I think Bestaev has some decent fights, but you figure also like Phil Rowe. Like who loses the Phil Rowe? Um, Also, I just think Patershuk is loads better. Um, Patershuk only one loss in his record, but it happens. So right away into the first fight. As I mentioned before, Keanan Patershuk was supposed to fight on September 2nd card. That was headlined by September 2nd was Kyle Dawkins and Greg Ellis. I don't know what happened there, but he kind of fell off. Yeah, the only one who's not a favorite out of there is Anderson's like a plus 230, 240. Paterchuk was pretty much, they were all like heavy favorites as well. So the one thing I do like about Bestaev is he is at a Skywalker 101 Boxing Academy. That is Anthony Smith's main, or not main, but his boxing gym, or at least where he started. Out of there is also like Blaine Richards, I believe, is out of that camp. Um, Commas is out of there. His name is like M.A. I forget his last name. They came into Philly last year and played upset. Um, Commas beat Nick Galenti, I believe it was, for the next gen title. Now he has just recently made his pro debut and has won. Blame, I believe his last name was Richards. He came in and he beat, I think, Eric Nolan. Yeah, I thought it was, and I know for a while he wasn't at Factory X either because there was a little bit of an issue with Mark. And all right, so he just said John kind of touched. I guess the reason why he did not fight on September 2nd was his opponent pulled out day of. But yeah, this guy won me over because when he fought in Tunica in June, he took a short notice fight like a month prior, or not a month, like a week or two prior. And he beat the guy in 40 seconds and just kept his Tunica fight as well. Um, yeah, the guy's. It's kind of funny because he's out of like Roman Athletic as the management team. They also manage Greg Ellis, and like he just looks like a Roman. I don't want to say Roman god, but like like a statue, basically. So I would like to see the one fight that he did lose, especially if he feels he should be undefeated. And we do get Eric McMahon again as the referee for this one. It's $1 million question: does Kline defend the strap, assuming she wins? Um, I don't think she does, and I think if she does do another regional fight, it will be for the flyweight title. So, I mean, I think she gets signed anyway. She's been around. I think she's cornered Aaron 2 or 3 times. She's cornered Elise Reed 1 or 2 times. So like the UFC knows who she is. I mean, I don't think there's not much competition for her to get signed anywhere else. I don't think she's going to go to one. Um, I assume she wouldn't do PSLW, whatever that ends up being. And Bellator, Todd Atkins, you were right. Bellator is being bought by the PFL, so I don't think this one goes far. I think this one probably finishes in about 1.5. I mean, it depends on how what PFL is going to do. I mean, it's not like Bellator really has many women now anyway, so it's not like they're going to have a lot to work with. If they're smart when they do PFL Asia, they'll do 105s. I would do at least. So, first fight just now starting. Patershuk just throwing kicks right away. Not throwing fist. I respect CM Punk's ability to not even attempt the Russian name. I assume it's Bestaev. But nice head kick that kind of like went over his head. I guess it is Bestaev. That's not how Khadzhimurat is saying it. Short elbows won't be good here for Patershuk. Got to watch his fingers though, just pushing away the face. So, these kicks by Patershuk are nice. Little eye poke. So, I think it was maybe about a month ago. Eric McMahon shared a nice little um, comment that I forget the referee's name now. One of the typical Florida, or not Florida, Vegas referees said to him was to be close enough to stop the fight, but far enough away to not. Which is why he's pretty quick with these like fouls when they occur to step in. I mean, I wouldn't say no harm, no foul. There was a foul there, John. Bestaev still doesn't seem to be able to do anything that he wants with him. Nice body shot. That he might not be liking these leg kicks. Probably because he's going full force. Well, this fight's over. I'm glad that the timekeeper stopped the rang the bell before Eric called it off. Yeah, that leg kick definitely is what did it. He they could Eric could have probably called it with the TKO by leg kick because it just gave out. And this guy would, if they offered him a fight in December, he would fight in Atlantic City. Have him fight Kyle Dawkins. Kyle Dawkins wants to fight. Yeah. I mean, if Kyle Dawkins wants a title, one more fight by the end of the year, book it. Now, is Keanan smart enough to call for it? Come on, call for the title shot. Title shot. There you go. There you go. Finally, someone who understands a call out. I mean, who doesn't sign? Alrighty. I don't know when White Pass added screenshot blockers for screenshots. Can't take screenshots now. See how this one goes. It's a good shirt. Good shirt. So really like the team he's with now. Um, Brian Hall. Don't know who else is in the corner with him. It would be nice if they put Danny on guest commentary for this one. Still don't know how DeAndre makes usually bantamweight, but he was explaining to me. I guess weight cut science is interesting. There's 5 wins though, little questionable. And if you're interested in having a shirt like DeAndre, you can get it at millions.co or 4ounces to freedom.com. They'll be at your door by basically next Friday. see. Leg kicks already. Nice strikes from both sides so far. Nice kick. So, I believe DeAndre is 1-1 in Tunica for CFFC. Nice uppercut. Nice left. Nice leg kick. Anderson's still timing everything out. Nice head kick block. Nice feeling out process so far for the first round. Would like the overlay to know how much is left in this fight, in this round. Nice head kick. Little overthrow there. Just trying to get him to bite to kind of counter over. Nice head kick, we caught. Nice takedown. Nice hook. Nice positioning. Doesn't really have the neck. Yeah. Nice knee. Nice leg catch, though. We got about 2 minutes left in round one. That's an orbital. That's an orbital. Yeah, that's an orbital. Yeah, that's an orbital. You got him like right in the eye and then pushed into the bone. Nice respect by Brian, though. Still making sure to go over there and thank the corner. Yeah, it's orbital. That was right in the curve of the glove that got him. May have just been the may have just been a punch like to the eyeball, which is legal because you're not poking in. It's just a punch. Next up, we got Ethan Melisano versus Jimi Natividad. Potentially flyweight title contender talks. Probably not next for the winner, but figure gets them at least into consideration. I think they pretty much have the flyweight title bout determined already. The current champ is just injured, so that's a dope ass dog. I think so. Um, I'm waiting for him to text me when he gets cleared. It looked like it was a legal punch. It either clipped the orbital as a whole, or may have been more inward and just kind of hit the eyeball directly. Um, I I think it was more. You know how I mean you know how the gloves are. They're a little bulky. They're not like. So I think it's more so like right here on the curve where it was, not so much the knuckle, but like so it would be legal. Um, yeah, I'm just wait. I want to hear if it was the eye, if he felt the eye, or if it hit the bone. Um, like I think I got a message from someone. Yeah, I think it was just location. I mean, I think regardless, I think he thought it was orbital. If it's not, but no, it's a shame too because the kid's not good. Like, I'm sorry. Like, nice, great win, but Gage Gill is not good. Um, that was his best win, and if anyone can comment on weird shit happening in Tunica, Jose, you can relate perfectly. No, I didn't even see your. Yeah, I just saw your Instagram message as well. I'll message you when he messages me because I'm sure if he doesn't message me, Brian Hall, I can get a hold of him and get an answer. I just know that I would not want to get injured with the doctor that's there. That guy, I lost all respect for him, um, just from Christian Eccles had his like knee blown out, and the guy told him to wait until the fight was over because he was watching it. Which I understand, doctor has to pay attention, but I didn't care for that. Fighter self is more important. You can multitask. Let's wait and see what DeAndre Patershuk on. So this is a good flyweight matchup. I know there's a 2-0 versus 2-2, but they're pretty similar in both sides of the cage. Nice spinning kick. Don't Nate Diaz point. He's throwing all the spinning. Oh, no way. Now that's a good upset. Wow. So is he the guy with the dog? So I mean, okay. So the way to get upsets is you either bark at your opponent like a dog or have a dog in the corner. I just want to know how the dog wears the earmuffs and the glasses. Like I know it's a service dog, but so that was probably Omar's best stoppage in a long time. That dog is so cool. Yeah, so the next three fights are pretty much bangers. Kevin Peace in the next one, Jamelle Jones in the co-main, and then Fatima Kline in the main. I might actually be able to get to the one championship co-main and main. I should hopefully have an update on DeAndre by the main event too. Um, I'm just waiting to see if he pulls his phone out or not. But yeah, next three. I assume we get the Rob Haydak talk after the Peace fight, which I would assume is the December, like the full December schedule. I think I know there's one card named because tickets are on sale. I think there's one thing that has been at least announced briefly. But yeah, definitely fun card. Um, that's what I like about these cards that like I don't want to call them like the B side cards, but um, no, there we go. Danny Barlow in as a special commentator. But no, I'm guessing after Kevin Peace with the Rob Haydak moment where he explains probably the rest of the year. So we have three fights left. Yeah. Last I heard, too, Danny does not have a. My, my last I heard, uh, he basically said that there's no fight announced yet. That they kind of told him to wait, like not. They should hopefully have something over the next 90 days. Um, so, but it was kind of cool that his last regional fight was here in the same venue. He's obviously in the house because it's local. Plus, Brian Hall and Law School MMA is in the house as well. That was with the DeAndre Anderson. But in this fight, Kevin Peace should be in title contention with a win here. I'm trying to think what other welterweights are really in the promotion right now. That would be potentially the other side. I would assume it would probably be a. Yeah, Kevin Peace. If you ever want to get to know him a little bit, Tyler from Mons Base MMA has a great interview with him. See if, I mean, I guess two upsets would be nice for this team. His teammate is the one who beat, or I guess his teammate is Gage, uh, Gage Gill. The jokes tonight between John and Punk. There we go. Carlton Terrance. So, if you watch the CFFC North Dakota card, Kevin Peace fought on that one, won by rear naked choke, I believe. So, there's a draw too. Does no one have topology? I don't want to say it's going to be under 1.5 because every time I say that, we go to a decision. Let's see how this one goes. Yep. Takedown shot within the first 10, 12 seconds. Scoop and slam. So Kevin Pease with the takedown. Yeah, CFFC usually run. Actually, CFFC usually has one or two refs. I don't know what varies it. Like I know in Philly you'll have one ref usually. Atlantic City tends to be two. Parks is usually one. I believe North Dakota was just Eric McMahon. Tunica and Florida, I believe, are two as well. So I don't know if there's a restriction for the commission. I know like CFFC in Philly, it's usually Keith Peterson or Dan Migliotta. Um, it used to be I forget his name. It's like Sensei. He's like a grappling guy. Jersey is two like grappling guys and Keith Peterson on occasion. So Kevin with some nice top work. For some reason, I thought there was no. Yeah, it's definitely an original thing. It's definitely like I don't know if it's based on the amount of fights. You figure CFC is usually between 10 and 12. If they drop off, obviously you go down to like 9 or 8. But yeah, Philly is usually always one. Because I even remember on back-to-back nights, like Dan Migliotta lives right over in Jersey, so he's usually one of the go-tos. I don't know where Keith Peterson lives, but I guess he's also East Coast. Because Keith will do a lot of the Philly guys. It was the thing is this was like it's hard. It's gonna be hard to match up Kevin with area guys. So I mean, not enough damage yet to be a 10-8. If you were to, I don't know, John. I lean with Punk on this one. You're not there yet, but with the updated rules, you are there. Technically, what we think is a 10-8 is technically a 10-7 now. Uh, but you figure he has the duration, he has the effective striking and grappling, so he has both there. Damage is the one thing he's missing. But I mean, these knees of the body, a little smothering with his hands. I don't think I would be upset at a 10-8 here. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like he's hovering on it. I mean, it's basically 5 minutes of control, and this arm triangle, the fight's over. It doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, yeah. Like if he would have controlled that till the bell, it would have been in 10-8. But yeah, I mean, that's what 4-0 now. 4-0, 1 no contest. Yeah, I mean that's a good showing. I mean, that's a good fight for Kevin. Yeah, I would like to see. I would like to see Kevin on this post fight point out that there's no title in welterweight. You figure that was vacated when Charlie Radke went to the UFC. I don't know when the next Tampa card will be, but that's a good Tampa fight. Yeah, thought the audio was sticking out, but I definitely was pulling out the bar. Thank you, people who know how to fucking do call outs tonight. Yeah, Killcliff is used to be Sanford MMA. It's Jared Gordon, Gilbert Burns, Kamara Usman, and so on. Yeah, same thing. Like, if you know Richie Lewis, the app Aber Fitness that's all over his shirt. I believe even the shirt is designed from it. That's Richie's company as well. So with John Morgan, it's Danny. He should have probably fought for the title with CFFC, but they never brought him up north. They always kept him down in the Tunica cards. Undefeated fighter. He won a contract on, I think it was week 9 of Contender Series over Raheem Forrest. Dude has as John saying in chat as well, his nickname is Left Hand to God. That left hand is phenomenal. He trains out of law school MMA. A lot of guys are coming out of there that are just must watch. AJ Cunningham was also in Contender Series. He was out of there. He's like cousins with Bryce Mitchell. There's Patera Wilson, who's a heavyweight. I think he's on a multi-fight with CFFC, but he might just be like one-offs. They have Phil Crimble, who just won the Attitude MMA title. DeAndre Anderson, who fought earlier. I'm hoping to get an update on him soon. I don't want to bother them if he was transported, so I'm just waiting to see. But we're at co-main now, so maybe I'll message Brian, his coach, and just see if there's any update there. And that's the thing. Jeez. John Morgan with the WWE jokes now, too. Ooh. I like that one. I mean, I like the Mark Gray idea better, but yeah, I'm trying to also pay attention to the Hadex comments, but he's gonna be one of those. Danny Barlow's gonna be one of those fighters who everyone's gonna be watching the break, just waiting for like the strike, kind of like Hendo or Daring. Yes, and I'm hoping they start working his right hand because of that. Because obviously you're waiting for the left, and someone can you're protected for that one. He gets you with the right hand. God, we getting new ones yet? Oh my god. Here we go. So if you ever see the end of the year grappling cards, usually the UFC heavy one. So I can probably say it. Um, so yeah, now that we can actually say about it, if you are on Twitter, CFFC Muay Thai is live on Twitter. It's also live on Instagram. Great walkout choice for Jamelle. Keep unplugging this guy. So this should be a really fun one for Jamelle. Um, he still has the power from heavyweight, as they kind of hinted at already. He never really was a heavyweight as far as weight. He's always small for the weight class. Um, Kind of like a Chris Dawkins, where it works on the regional scene, but once you got caught up elsewhere, then go to well. Jamelle did a great performance on his PFL short notice. Got him put into like the semifinals, and then it just went downhill from there. Um, I don't know if he can get that low. Uh, I mean, I think it's kind of like probably like again like Chris Dawkins with the PI, he probably could. Yep. That was the big thing when Jesse was on Contender Series. Like Stipe even came to the gym for it, and then Cal basically destroyed him. So maybe if you didn't face Cal, it may have actually worked out. But so I would expect Jesse to kind of be uh, pressuring fast, and then Jamelle just countering. Um, great return bout area for Jamelle, and he wants a finish, and I have a feeling he's going to have a pretty interesting post fight if he gets a finish here. So Jamelle just trying to not rush things, doesn't have to rush things. So I mean, he figured Jones has the striking, he has high level wrestling. So I think Khadzhimurat has been out since last October, and he took a loss by armbar to Bruno Assis at LFA. Jamelle's last fight was last September, um, September 23rd for Unified. He won their heavyweight title, and then he had two fights booked since then. They both fell off. He was supposed to fight for Cage Titans, and he was supposed to fight for Cage Wars. So they've both been away for a little bit of time. So I think you're going to start seeing Jones that leg kick hurt. Looks like it's swelling. He has a knot on his right leg already. So you're going to probably see Jamelle start really firing now. That right leg is it's not dead yet, but I don't know. Is that just his calf? It looks like it's bulging a little bit. His head kick. Kick's going to add up. Those leg kicks are going to add up. I think the other thing too to take into account is you saw how the last light heavyweight fight went earlier tonight. If you're pushing to best possibly be in title talks post 128, you need a performance here. This isn't it for either. Need to see a little more from both guys here, but obviously, first round is going to go to Murray. So, just going to avoid the fence grab. Yeah, don't waste your energy now. Just give up the first round. I don't know. All right, just it's time away from the cage. I think it says a lot that Murray is not taking the stool. Awesome. Thanks for joining the Undeniable Black. Yeah, so easily first round to Jesse. Jones needs to kind of he needs to get respect back this round. I mean, he's biting on he's biting on everything. I don't know if yeah, like I don't know what that leg. And see, when I interviewed Jamelle, like he was very confident about this fight. He wanted to prove a point. He knows at 35 years old, like he's at the end of like any potential to be signed. And it's there you go. Doc. Um, I think I can share. So I'm gonna share a little clip from the interview with Jamelle.
Dana says
Oops.
Dana White's Tuesday night contender this year. Oh, you know how I feel about 32-year-olds. You know how I feel about 30. And I'm here to tell you, like, this 35-year-old is the best I ever been. I don't know how long it'll be for. You might have a better expertise on that, Dana. It might be 3 years. It might be 5 years. I might be done at 41. But at 35, I'm the best. 35-year-old Jamelle would knock out 22-year-old, would choke out 24-year-old, and would punk 28-year-old. I done been through the fire and the hell and back, and that's what I'm showing this time around.
Like this post fight, this interview should be really good. Actually, this was probably a better.
And I'm good. I'm coming to bring fire. I'm coming to bring funk. I'm coming to bring everything that division needs. And I'm saying that humbly. I'm saying it respectfully too, because there are great people there. There are great athletes. I do like Jamelle Hill. The dudes from Brazil. They have a stack of lineup and overseas, and I know what they're doing. But all I'm saying, I'm gonna bring that spunk. I'm gonna bring Jamelle Jones in. When I hit somebody, they're gonna feel my pain. I'm gonna smile all the way to the bank, and I just want mine, man.
Like that's like see, this is a homecoming. Like this is like I just don't know what else to say. I assume Luke Fernandez is busy. Uh Jose, I'll message you real fast. I said his post fight would be worth it. I mean, I'm not going to say it will be an upset if Sarah Cova wins, but there's a reason why Fatima Kline was a minus 1,200 favorite against Jasmine. I don't know what the odds would have be for this one. Yeah, I don't see any updated odds. Like it, yeah, like huge. Um, so I had more fun facts if this was still for the strawweight title. So the strawweight title, as of today, for CFFC was the inaugural CFFC women's strawweight title was 888 days ago. Fatima Kline made her pro debut 896 days ago. So she basically made her pro debut right when Caitlin Chukagan won the inaugural title. So the one thing I'm hoping for, and I don't know if this is going to happen, but be if the inaugural strawweight champion was the one who presented the vacant strawweight title, in your opinion?
Yeah, no, I definitely think that would be super cool. I've never held a title in MMA, and knowing someone that has held it before me, being able to wrap it around my waist would definitely be a highlight for sure.
So I'm really hoping we have Miranda present the title after this one. I think that would be a big moment here. Miranda Granger has done a phenomenal job starting to bring back the women's division, and I think she should be the one to be doing the title presentation, I guess you would call it. Unlike Jasmine, the Sarah girl does make weight, contracted weight. That was my main issue with Jasmine in the original book fight. This one should be interesting because I don't think we ever see this title defended. Put it that way. So to give an idea with Fatima Kline, if you don't know her, obviously you know Erin Blanchfield in her corner. She's also trained with Danielle Kelly. She's trained with Jillian DeCourcy. I believe she's trained with Elise Reed. She's won the Medusa strawweight title, which is a grappling tournament if you haven't watched it. And then she competed for the Medusa bantamweight title. So much. The ceiling is huge for her, put it that way. If you have never seen Fatima Kline, all 4 of her pro fights have been with Invicta. So, I think most of them are on YouTube. I think most of them came after the UFC separation or Fight Pass separation. So, if you haven't seen Fatima after this fight, like go back and just watch her 4 fights. All right, I haven't seen anything back from DeAndre yet. Great takedown. Great ground. Don't rush it. She's going to get the neck. Great kick. It's great seeing also she's not just forcing the grappling too. Like she's displaying her striking. Great body hit. Great strike. Jeez. And mount. Arm triangle. Takes the back. She can still. I think the person you hear in the crowd, I'm pretty sure is Fatima's sister, Trista, I believe. She's the other half of the Killer Klines. Nice body lock. Nice punches. We're going to get a round 2. Amazing first round for Fatima. And great choice of Mortal Kombat theme. Yeah, I'm seeing some people say 10-8. I mean, hard to say no, but I don't think it hits all the requirements. I mean, Sarah's kind of like biting on every feint. She obviously doesn't want to be on the ground. Like, even the striking is on point. I mean, she doesn't really have anything to worry about. I think it would be, I yeah, this TKO would be fantastic. Just kick straight to the back of the leg. Like, the sub is obviously a great win, but I would love to see a TKO here for her, just for the fact that like, she's probably never gonna see many TKOs. Knees are fucking killer. I mean, those elbows. Flatten her and go for the neck. This is just a clinic. Strikes are just like everything, just a clinic. Jeez. Great head kick. Jeez. Those like ankle kicks are. Oh. Oh man, yeah, I remember the Tanya Evinger fight. I was a big Tanya Evinger fan too. UFC did her absolutely dirty. Jesus. She had her moments. Did I miss those? Where was where is Sarah's moments at? When she wasn't getting manhandled when the round first started? I mean, if I'm gonna compliment Sarah Cova, it's the fact that she's coming into round 3. Like, she doesn't like the striking, she doesn't like the grappling. I don't even know what Hail Mary she could possibly even get. Like, jeez. Great front kick. Jesus. Like, like I think everyone in the world besides maybe Sarah Cova, maybe her coach, thought that, Fatima was gonna win, but like she's showing everything. Um the striking's on point, the grappling's on point, that neck is done, this fight's over. There, all complimentary there. She didn't get submitted in that position like she should have. Great knee to the body, another knee to the body. Knees, 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 knees. Jeez, it's like a holy, just like, fuck you. She didn't try, she fell. That wasn't a shoot, she fell. It was keep getting kneed or go to the ground. She went to the ground. Like, fuck her body. I mean, another impressive thing, like, she's not showing damage, so I guess that's another compliment. Jeez. Yeah, Eric, call it. Yeah, thank you, Eric. Yeah, I think 30-24 would have been 2 out of the way. Um, I wouldn't have been against the 30-24. Yeah. So I wouldn't be against if she gets the UFC call, but I would book her Atlantic City 115 title. That's what so obviously not next month. I think they usually do like March or April in Atlantic City. Maybe February. I would book that in New Jersey. There's not really many regional women that are worth a title shot currently. But that explains why Brian hasn't answered my text. So the reason why you saw Brian Hall in the cage is he opens the doors to many people who come into Tunica or Memphis. Yeah, so it sounds like Gage is probably going to get Tariq Ishmael. Kyle Dawkins is acting like he doesn't know who Patershuk is. So, I think the one championship card is still on? Maybe. Is it still on? Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe if you're on the YouTube page. Follow the page if you're on the Million stream. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.